Samuel, Samuel. Dear friends, in the first reading of today, we have the beautiful description of the call of the prophet Samuel. The Lord calls him by name, Samuel, Samuel. God calls him repeatedly until he listens. Calling a person by name is a sign of trust, friendship, and even of intimacy. In Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1, we read, I call you by name, you are mine. Calling by name shows the depth of God's love for his people, almost a possessive and jealous love. In Isaiah 49, we are told, I have carved your name in the palm of my hand. That's another expression of God's intimacy and closeness to us, expressed through our name. God's tender love surrounds all of us at all times, no matter how deaf we are to his call, how resistant and hard-hearted our response to his love. God's unconditional and tender love is our foundation to meet the difficulties and challenges of our daily life. We have just commenced a new year. We have plans to execute and works to be undertaken. Where do we get our vitality and energy for it? Our strength comes from the Lord, who calls us by name and loves us passionately. As the Lord accompanied Samuel with grace and power to fulfill his mission, the Lord also calls us by name today and accompanies us to achieve our goals. Another reason for this intimate love with which the Lord surrounds us is given to us by Paul in today's second reading. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, which you have from God, and that you are not your own? God's love is so deep that God decided not only to be an Emmanuel, God with us, but also a God in us, indwelling God. Paul expressed this deep mystery by saying that God owns us. We belong to him totally. When our love for someone becomes more personal and intimate, we also tend to call that person by a new name, a pet name. Something similar happens when Simon meets Jesus. Jesus calls him by another name, Peter. When touched by this personal love of Christ, Peter embraces his life and mission with great enthusiasm. Once a monk with his friend was relaxing in the shade, and his dog was lying near him. Suddenly, a rabbit from the forest darted across in front of them. The dog sprang up and chased the rabbit. As the dog gave the chase, other dogs too joined him, barking and howling. But as the terrain became harder and the race tiresome, the other dogs slowly gave up and stopped running. But the monk's dog never gave up and kept up the chase. Now the monk companion asked him, "Why did the other dogs give up?" The monk replied, "Because the other dogs had not seen the rabbit. Only my dog had seen the rabbit." May we experience the tender and intimate love of the Lord, who calls us by name and never turn back from our life's mission and purpose. May God bless you.